Welcome back, my friends. Eli here. And today on Meet Cool People, I want to talk about appreciation and how that stands out for us in so many different ways. I was working on a newsletter for my other stuff, which is Mind Letters. It's a Substack. If you're interested, please go follow it. Um, Ask me if you have any questions, by the way. But I want to talk about this particular thing, the idea of appreciation. And the reason that it came up is because this last week, Friday was ConnectFest here in the DFW area. Sheryl Powers puts that on, who's been a previous guest on the Meet Cool People show. Amazing, amazing person. I call her a great friend. And she had reached out to me and asked me if I'd be willing to just record some clips and do some video stuff. Because I have a lapel mic that I use for when I'm recording myself speaking at events and such. And I don't have fancy equipment. It literally is a lapel mic that connects to my phone. But I was like, yeah, I'll do that. I don't know how good it's going to turn out, but I'm happy to do that for you. And so I was there this last, like I said, it was Friday. It was an all-day event. Super cool event, by the way. If you're in the DFW area, highly recommend going next year when you get a chance, because it is probably one of the best events of the year. But something happened that really stood out for me. And I think it's important to call it out on a couple of different things. Number one, there was one spot where there's a panel, 5 people up there, and one of the panelists was Jack Kearney, who is a local here. He helps people with M&A related stuff, and he was up there, and they were talking about the topic of like how to get the most out of your networking, and what would you do in these kind of situations. They did a great job. The panel was full of amazing people. Most of them I consider personal friends. But Jack did something totally surprising me, was that they asked a question. I don't even remember what the question was now, but he turns around and he pulls out my first 2 books. Not the new one that's out, because he didn't have a copy of that yet. But he had the first 2 books that he had purchased from me a couple of years ago, I believe. And he started pulling out quotes from those books related to the topic that people were asking about. And I mean, he literally called me out and was like, when you want to learn some really good stuff about this, you need to get these books by Eli here. And he pointed at me. And he showed the books to everybody. Like I said, I had absolutely no clue he was going to do that. And I was really surprised because, how often does somebody just randomly pull out somebody else's book and say, you know what, if you want to learn this stuff, go here, read this. It meant so much to me, and there's 2 things about this that I want to bring up, and that's why I'm talking about this. Number one, I do want to call out Jack for the fact that he's an awesome dude, and that was completely unexpected, and I really appreciate it. That meant the world to me. But there's 2 things with that. Number one, how often do we acknowledge the people around us for the things that they do, that they teach us, or that they go out of their way to help us? Because generally speaking, we probably don't do it enough. As a whole, we as a society tend to just let things go when we should be standing out. We should be talking about, hey, you know what? I really appreciate what you did for me, and calling out those people. And those could be calling somebody out on a link. As an example, I'm going through some switches with what I'm doing right now in my business. And I have given credit to a lot of that to Lee Stringham, who's a client and a friend of mine. And the reason is because he and I sat down several weeks ago. He texted me and said, hey, what you up to today? It was on a Saturday. And I'm like, you want to go get coffee, don't you? He was like, yep. So we went and met for coffee, and we hung out for like 3.5 hours. And he helped me get some clarity on some stuff that I needed. So I appreciate being able to call him out on this and thank him for what he did. How often do we do that? How often do we call out the people around us and just say, hey, you know what? I just want to do a quick shout out for, so-and-so, because they really helped me in something I was struggling with last week. We all should do it more often. And the newsletter that I wrote earlier, and that's why this topic is so top of mind for me right now, is because of the fact that People need acknowledgement. They need to know that they're doing good, that they're doing something right. And this goes to the flip side. The flip side is when you get those things, stop, acknowledge it, take a break. If you see somebody post something online and they tag you because you helped them somehow, screenshot that, stick that in a folder, save it for later. Because the world has a lot going on. And if you've been in business for any amount of time, you know that it's going to go up and down. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you're going to have really bad days. And there are days where you're going to want to throw in the towel. And those acknowledgments are going to help you out. I always tell my clients, like every testimonial, every time somebody does a shout out for you, whatever that looks like, try to record it. Try to keep that, whether it's a screenshot, whether it's a recorded video, whatever it is, always keep that and just keep it in a folder. Yes, from a business standpoint, those are great things you can use as testimonials to help basically show people that you actually know what you're doing. But more importantly, there are days you're going to want to go back to that folder and just remember the impact that you're making on other people's lives. Make sure that you don't forget those moments, because we do that. We downplay the things that we do. And I know I do it. I've caught myself doing it. Somebody saying something, I was like even actually, I'll even use another example from Friday. Again, I was there to record some videos, so Sheryl would have some video of the event. And I had a ton of people thanking me for doing such a great job. I'm like, well, you haven't seen the video yet. Who knows if it's a good job or not? I showed up, I hit play or hit record, and hopefully everything turns out good. But we downplay that. We downplay that on ourselves, and a lot of us are guilty of that. But getting that appreciation, knowing that you're appreciated for the thing that you do, for the contributions you put out into the world, are important. And when you have those bad days, being able to go back and reference those is going to stand out for you. It's going to help. And so that's what I want you to think about this week. Do you have testimonials that people have given you? Have you had people that have, commented on social media about something you've done that's made an impact for them? Especially with the launch of the book, I've had a lot of conversations with people lately. And again, it was last week, or was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Somebody and I were talking, and he stopped. He's like, Eli, since reading your book, it has completely changed the way I communicate and how I use email. And already, just in the little bit of time, I've seen more of an impact, like more people replying to my emails and starting conversations than anything I've ever done. He's like, you changed my entire thought process behind it. And I love that. I love hearing that. And I love hearing that he's getting the responses, because you get the responses that shows that it's working. Don't discount those kind of things when they come to you. There's a point of being humble, and that's okay. But take notice of those things. Notice what is going on. What are people saying? And never forget those positive notes. Because again, you're going to have days that are going to hurt. You're going to have days that suck. We all do. But you can go back to those things and remember, you know what? I am making an impact. I did help these people. And those are the days that it's going to help you keep going, help you keep getting excited about what you do every day. So this is going to be a short one, and I'm going to wrap it up there. Don't forget about this stuff. Don't take this lightly, because it's going to make a bigger impact than you realize. If you haven't already done it, get a Google folder and literally start screenshotting everything that, if people type something up, they do a testimonial, they call you out on social media, screenshot every one of those that you see, save it in the folder. If you got LinkedIn recommendations, screenshot all of those, save those in the folder. If you're doing something where there is actually like a recording of somebody saying stuff like that, saying, you know, thanking you for the help you made or the help you gave them, or, you know, sharing the experience that they had working with you, whatever that looks like, whether it's in a business standpoint or even you just helping them as a nice person. Grab those clips, save them in that folder. There's going to be a day when you're going to want them. And it's going to be the day that's going to help you remember why you do what you do and how you are making an impact, even when some days it doesn't feel like it. So with that said, anything I can do to help you out, please reach out. Let me know. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this hits home for you. Get out there. Have an awesome week. Take care. And that wraps up another Meet Cool People show. Now, if you like what you heard, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, or review so I can help introduce these amazing cool people to even more amazing cool people. And just remember, meeting cool people is just the beginning. You need to have a system in place to follow up with the amazing people that you meet. This is exactly what we do for our clients. Now, if you'd like to see if my team and I can help you, go to convertmoreclientsnow.com and check out the case study video to see exactly how we're helping our clients turn casual connections into cash clients for life. Again, go to convertmoreclientsnow.com and see how we can work together to turn you into a follow-up rock star.